walk one blood. Who killing them in the UK? Everybody gonna say UK.
Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay and over here we do beauty related videos, and if that sounds like your cup of tea, please be sure to subscribe. So my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is July the 7th. So please join me on this journey. Please subscribe, please like my content, please comment. But anyway, to avoid further ado, let's just get into the video. So as you can see by the title, today we're going to be doing my current go-to foundation routine, makeup routine. I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but I know that this is just the makeup that I do like recently. Whenever I sit down to do my makeup, this is just the look that comes to mind, and I have been loving it. It is so, I don't know if it's so simple, but it's simple, it's easy, and this is just like a detailed tutorial on how you can get this look. I tell you why I do things, I tell you how I do things, and if you want to see that, if you like the sound of that, please be sure to keep on watching. So I've done my skincare routine already. I did it like maybe a couple of hours ago. So the first thing I'm going to get into is going to be the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enrich Face Base. So this is like a moisturizer and a primer at the same time. I have been loving it recently, but as a primer I don't really know. I don't really see it smoothing or doing anything, but I do love the feeling of putting it on, so there's that. So I'm just still testing this out, but I have heard really good things about it. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with an oldie but a goodie. I'm using the NARS Longwear Radiant. I use the shade Macao, just like everyone else. I'm just going to buff that into my skin. That foundation is my holy grail. Like, as much as it's like old, it's nothing new, it's everything. At first I wasn't sure how I felt about the foundation because I felt like it was oily, but I don't know, I feel like my skin has just gotten used to it because it doesn't really get oily on me that much anymore. So for concealer, my new favorite concealer is the McGRATH Concealer. I love this stuff. It's like so lightweight feeling but also so full coverage, so it's like the best of both worlds. And you really don't need a lot. I don't know if this is considered a lot. So I love to cream bronze, and I'm going to cream bronze using Huda Beauty Tantour, and I use mine in the shade medium. So before I used to draw it on, and now I'm just going to go straight into it with my blending brush and then just buff it on. So before I draw a line and then buff it out, but now I just go straight into it. Look at that. I love this stuff. So I finally jumped onto the letting your concealer sit trend. Like, I never liked it. I didn't like it because one, I'm impatient, and two, the first time I tried it, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. I used the e.l.f. Camo Concealer and it was just no joke. So ever since then I've been traumatized. But I tried it again with this concealer and with the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer, and beautiful. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute. That's why I put it on, then do my cream contour, and then I'm gonna go and wash my beauty sponge, and then that should be enough time for it to have gotten tacky. This method increases the coverage if you don't know, so that's why I have started to try it. So I've just gone off to wash my sponge and now it's all ready to use, but I still don't go straight into using my sponge. I'm just going to buff out the bottom of that contour to give it a smoother blend. So I'm just using my foundation brush to just not reverse contour, but just blend that contour in so there's no seamless, so that it is seamless and there's no harsh lines. And I've been doing this for a while, but I only used to do it with thicker concealers, but I use a brush to blend out first and then I go in with the sponge. So that just helps me with placement more than anything. So it does apparently it helps you keep the coverage, but for me it's more about the placement, because I don't like spreading my concealers out too far. I always do accidentally, but that's not the look I'm going for. So the brush just kind of helps focus the product exactly where you want it. I love that. As much as I do like blending out with a brush, I don't think a brush can give me everything I need, so I still do go over everything with a sponge. So starting from the edges again, I like to start from the edges because I just like to work that in and give it that seamless blend. As you can see, that did that. And then lightly tap over the middle, but mainly focus on the edges. Now it's time to set. So now for setting, I learned this trick from our nail, which I'm going to try today. So what she did is that she used a sponge to do the center, like the corners like this, to really get in there. And she used a brush to set. She did this with the Chanel powder, which I know the Chanel powder, it looks really nice with a brush, but I'm going to try it today with the HUDA powder, and hopefully it does give me that beautiful airbrush finish like she got. Ooh, I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. I love it. Thank you, Arnell. I'm also using the brush to pat in the ones that I use the sponge to do. The sponge is more for precision than for, like, you know, than as a medium. Because sometimes it's hard to get the brush to set in the middle. I'm not too great with using a brush. I get powder everywhere, but practice makes perfect. Not gonna lie, that is flawless. I love it. And flawless without being too heavy. So for powder, as many good powders are out there, I always end up coming back to my baby, which is the sand powder from NYX Filter No Filter powder. It is discontinued, but if you look on eBay, if you look on Amazon, you might find it. So I suggest you do. I buy backups upon backups because this powder is everything. It's really, really lightweight. It doesn't add too much color, but it does bring the color back to your face without it being too heavy, which is just everything. It's not too mattifying. You still see the radiance. Like, I love this powder. It's everything. I don't know why they'll discontinue such a great powder. I'm sure they're gonna bring it back and make it more expensive. Powder is everything. Like, what? My friend Estelle uses the shade Mahogany as a bronzer sometimes, and I keep thinking of getting it because, like, the way this powder is so smooth, yet it does have a hint of color. Ooh, I think that would be a lovely bronzer. So to shape my nose, what I like to do is I like to use the Fenty Beauty powder foundation. I like to use powder foundations or bronzers that are like a little bit too light for me to do my nose, because I don't really like my nose being too harsh. And this powder is like pretty much one of the perfect powders for it. Sometimes it can be a bit heavy, which is crazy because this is my shade. So to bronze up, I have been loving the Morphe bronzer in the shade Phenom. I've been loving this for a while now, to be honest. Like, I keep thinking something's gonna come and just, you know, take me, but this is just it. This is just it. Like, okay, I did too much. Because my brush was clean, I tried to put a bit too much on it so that it would catch, but I need to do that. Oh gosh. Save me. Okay, yeah, that's not so bad. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. It is pigmented, it's finely milled, it's not too heavy. Everything about it is stunning. Stunning, like, look at that color. Beautiful. It's like the perfect bronzer that's not too dark, not too light. So that's what I love about it the most. The formula is also beautiful, so it's just, she's just that girl. So for blush, what I've been loving is Summertime Wine. I love it so much. So I just go into it with like a slightly dense, slightly fluffy brush. Not too dense, not too fluffy. And I just stick with that one. Such a beautiful, I love it. I went ahead and bought this in the shade Rose Latte because I thought that would be the perfect neutral blush, but sadly enough, Rose Latte doesn't do anything for me, and I coveted it for like almost a year. only for it to not do anything for me. But Sometime Wine is just, girl, like everything about it is stunning. And just the fact that it sits so nicely on top of powders, I feel like it's this brush, because when I tried to use a stippling brush, it was this shade actually went well. The shade that didn't go well with the stippling brush was Strawberry Drip, which I haven't used again till this day. That is terrible. I need to start making use of it because it's such a lovely shade. This is Strawberry Drip, and this is Sometime Wine. Strawberry Drip is so cute and fresh, but I don't know why. The fact that I had a bad experience with it the first time just made me say no. But this shade, everything. You see it on me? Gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. So for my brows, a trick that I have been loving recently, especially with the whole laminated brows trend, fluffy brows and all that, a trick that I've been loving recently is to use some edge control. If you're buying Anastasia brow wax when you have edge control in your house, I'm judging you. So what I do is I take a disposable spoolie, I bend it to the side, dip it into the wax, not too much. I try not to get too much on there, but I think that's an okay amount. You know what, I'm gonna take some of that off. Yeah, this is a good amount. So I'm just gonna use that to brush up my brows a little bit. You can see that the brows are standing. So yeah, I do have kind of sparse brows, so I don't know. Maybe this won't work on thick brows, but I feel like it should. Like, why wouldn't it work? If brow freeze and all those things are working, why would this not work? Never thought I'd be here for this brow trend, but I like the fact that my brows are just looking lifted. It's making me look more awake. I look youthful. I love it. I love it. So now that the brows are pushed up and looking nice and fuller than they are actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna carve them out quickly. Hopefully this will take minutes off my brow routine. So I am in love. Like, that just took minutes off my brow routine. I love that. I love that. I love that. So I'm just gonna go with a brush to just blend out a little bit of concealer so it's not too harsh at the edges. Yup. And then all that's left to do to the brows is just fill in the sparse areas. Like, what? I love this. I love it. I actually learned this trick from Nima Tang. So Nima, thank you so much. She's never gonna see this video, but I love this. I mean, who knows? Speak positive things. She will see this video. Everyone's gonna see this video. This video is gonna go viral. So the brows are looking absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love that. I mean, it does need a little bit of work figuring out, but I think for a first try, that's awesome. I love that. Now that is how you do a brow. I love it. So I'm just gonna go back into the spoolie again and just run that through. That's how you do your brow in 2 minutes flat. I love that. They're looking a little bit like thick today, but oh well. Yes, I'm so happy with that. Like, I'm so happy with that, you don't understand. So for the eyes, I just do something real simple. So I go into my Tantour once again, pick out a nice fluffy brush. Let me do a clean one. Pick out a nice fluffy brush, take some product, pop it on each eye. And just spread that on. And that is the eyes. So obviously I'm not done with the eyes like that. What I do is I just buff it out. Set it with a bronzer. Go into my bronzer to set it. I have been loving doing my eyes like this. I don't know why, but it's just like so easy, so simple. Very lazy, but I'm gonna just take a brown pencil liner, kohl liner, whichever one you have, and I do just line my eye. So this part is your prerogative. You can either leave it like that or set it. I usually set it with some brown eyeshadow. I also put that in my lower lash line, not all the way in, but on the outer corner. I just go into any palette because pretty much any palette is gonna have a dark brown. I picked up the Huda Beauty Khaki palette, and I'm gonna go into this shade here and use that to set that liner. That also kind of gives it that smudgy effect. So I use this brush that comes with Anastasia palettes. This double-sided brush, I use this side. And yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm in love with my face right now, I'm not gonna lie. So I told you guys a couple videos ago that I'm coming out with my own lash brand. So this is the lashes I'm going to be using today. My lash brand is going to be called Own a Lash. Go follow me up on Instagram. I'll have a link somewhere up here. I'm back to taking my left to right. My booty shaking for the left and the right. Now that I've got my nails done, I struggle to do my lashes. I didn't used to struggle with nails, but because I haven't had my nails professionally done in like over a year, and also these nails are quite long. But I think it should be okay. I'm hoping. It's not being okay. So I'm just gonna get a pair of tweezers and do it with tweezers instead. I do prefer using my hands, but in situations like these, I'm just gonna have to do what I have to do. So for lips, I'm going to quickly wipe off any excess product on my lips. And I'm going to spray my face. I like to spray my face before I do highlights, but I want my spray to settle in before I do it. I use a mixture of 2 sprays. This is my second bottle of the Super Dewy by Revolution. I love this setting spray. So this helps your makeup just look a lot more lifelike. And the mister is so fine, which I love. And then I'm going to go into the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And I'm going to use that to lock everything in. So for lips, I'm going to go into my Morphe lip pencil in the shade Vibes. My lips are incredibly dry these days. I don't know what is going on. I'm going to use my Revolution Sheer Lip Gloss in the shade Head Turner. This gloss is everything. Not gonna lie, I'm loving how the look is turning out. Everything is looking smooth and dewy, glowy, radiant. I love it. So for highlight, I'm going to go into my new Huda Beauty Highlight Powered Palette. I made a video on this, and if you want to see that, I'll have it linked up in the cards over here. So I use that shade for my nose, and I'm going to use this shade for my cheeks. I love this. What? Gorgeous. So that is the finished look. I'm going to go off camera and do my hair, and I'll be right back. So this is the end of the look, and I love it. So these are the things that I have been doing recently that I am in love with. I also tried a couple of new things. Like, the thing is, I'm so scared because I always try new things, and that new thing always messes me up. but everything turned out beautifully. I love it. I feel like I got ultimate coverage without it looking heavy or cakey, which I love. I love that. And I love my lashes, of course. I love the brows. I love the brows so much. Like, look at that. And it was so easy, so easy. But yeah, if you like this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed, and please converse with me in the comments down below. I love chatting with you guys. I want this to be a beautiful little community, and that is it. I think that is it, I believe. So please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll hope to see you in the next one.